It's actually pretty easy to beat 99% of people because most people do the wrong stuff. I went from helping my mother therapy practice in a tiny French village to scaling a business to 5 million in just 4 years. And the principles I'm about to share aren't just theory. They are what allow me to create a business and help over 2,000 therapists and hundreds of entrepreneurs worldwide. We are living in an unprecedented attention crisis. And while most people see this as a challenge, I see it as your greatest competitive advantage. Our minds are consistently hijacked by notification, update, and novel information. And most entrepreneurs complain about this reality. But when everyone else is distracted, the ability to focus becomes your superpower. And according to Harvard Business School, the average person spends over 3 hours daily on their smartphone and check it 115 times per day. Another study from Microsoft revealed that the human attention span has dropped from 12 seconds to just 8 seconds since the smartphone revolution began. And so this presents an extraordinary opportunity by reclaiming just 1 hour of deep focus work each day. You are already operating at a level most of your competition will never reach. And so you need to start today. You need to audit your digital consumption. And for me, I use an app called Opal that tracks my screen time. And so let's say that you just reallocate 25% towards building a business. It's already a huge hedge. The secret to building a multi-million-dollar business isn't starting with grand ambition. It's mastering the art of helping one person successfully and focusing deeply on a specific niche. Our entire business started just with one person, my mother. When she struggled to fill a therapy practice, my brother and I focused completely on solving a specific problem. We decided to obsess over making a practice successful, learning everything about her specific challenges. And once we cracked the code for her, we had a proven system we could replicate. And we will never have imagined that solving this one problem would translate into a $5 million per year business. So you need to identify one person in your target market and make it your mission to solve their problem completely. Then you choose a specific niche and commit to becoming the best in the world at serving it. To get ahead of 99% of people, you need to balance health and mind in business. Most businesses fall into one of two traps. Either they're all health with no strategic thinking, or they're all strategy with no genuine connection. And so I really look into marketing system and growth strategy from successful entrepreneurs. Those who deliver with authenticity and genuine care are the best. And so we tracked every metric, but never forgot that behind each number was a real person with real challenges. List the health element of your business where connection and care shine through, and then list the mind elements, the system and strategies for growth. Because your biggest growth opportunities lies in strengthening your weaker side. The power of extreme focus. The difference between average entrepreneurs and exceptional ones isn't how much they work. It's their ability to identify and focus ruthlessly on what truly moved the needle. When we were scaling from $1 million to $2 million, we made a critical decision to focus exclusively on becoming the best at helping therapists. We could have diversified, but we chose depth over breadth. So we temporarily stopped all other initiatives and focused every resources on improving our core service. And so that singular focus doubled our conversion rate within weeks. You should make a list of everything you are working on. Now, be brutally honest. If you could only work on one thing for the next 30 days, which would create the biggest cascade of positive results? And you should focus all resources there. One of the most powerful advantages is building a team with perfect value alignment. People who share your vision, work ethic, and commitment to excellence. The strongest partnership in our business is between myself and my brother. When we face challenges, we can have completely honest conversations without politics. When we need to make quick decisions, we don't need lengthy explanation because we share context and values. Before your next hire, you need to create a detailed document, a scorecard of your non-negotiable values. And so during the interview, you should focus 70% on value alignment and only 30% on skills. Because skills can be taught, but values are intrinsic. If you want to get ahead of 99% of people, understand that comfort is the enemy of growth. During the early days of our business, I made a commitment to embrace discomfort daily. I remember making one-on-one sales calls to experienced therapists. I was young, I've never been in therapy myself, and was terrified they would dismiss me. My heart would race, my hands would shake, but I pushed through. The first few calls were awkward and full of rejection, but I kept going. I was developing capabilities competitors couldn't match simply because I was willing to be uncomfortable. And so you should identify 3 areas in your business where your comfort zone is limiting your growth. And for the next 30 days, you need to commit to doing one thing daily that stretches you in these areas. If there is one high-value skill that separates the 1% from everyone else, it's mastery of sales. Nothing happens in business until someone sells something. And yet, most entrepreneurs avoid developing these skills. I didn't start as a natural salesperson. At 15, doing dropshipping with my brother, I was terrible at convincing people to buy. But I made a pivotal decision. Instead of avoiding sales, I had mastered it. And today our closing rates are among the highest in our industry. And mastering sales is the single biggest factor in our success. You need to commit to 100 days of sales mastery. Record your sales conversation and review them daily. You need to study one new technique each week and immediately implement it. You need to find a sales mentor with achieving the result you want. One of our most effective principles is radical transparency, showing our actual numbers and results in an industry filled with smoke and mirrors. When we first started helping therapists beyond my mother's practice, competitors told us we were crazy to share our system and results so openly. They were telling us that you are giving away your secrets, and they warned us, but we stuck to our values and refused to gatekeep knowledge. The result is that we built unprecedented trust with our audience, and our transparency became our most powerful marketing tool. And so you need to audit your marketing for vague claims or hidden metrics. Replace them with specific, verifiable results. Start sharing your journey, including setback publicly. And to finish, I think that the final difference between the 1% and everyone else is how they perceive business itself. I think that average entrepreneurs see businesses as a mysterious force that sometimes reward them and sometimes punish them. And the elite few understand that business is simply a set of principles that, when applied correctly, consistently produce results. And so when we went from 0 to 100K per month in just 6 months, it wasn't luck. It was the systematic application of principles that work regardless of economic conditions. For each area of your business, you need to identify the underlying principle that drives success. Don't focus on tactics, which change consistently. Focus on principles which remain stable. If this resonates with you and you want to see how we applied this principle to our business, I really advise you to watch this video.